And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. A lot of serious topics we have to get to tonight here on The Factor. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Now, welcome to The Factor Uncensored. A deadly stabbing in New York City. Activist Ryan Carson was stabbed to death while waiting for a bus, all because police said he looked at a man. Video from the New York City Post. You can see where Carson with his girlfriend near a bus stop early Monday morning, just before a man stabs him multiple times, including in the chest, while also kicking him, and he runs off, but that man comes back and kicks him again. Police say Carson and his girlfriend never had any prior interactions with the guy, who is still on the run tonight. Horrific situation. Some are asking, why aren't blacks talking about this? Is it because the victim who was stabbed to death is white and the perpetrator is black? Joining us to talk about it here on The Factor Uncensored tonight, CEO of Regal Media, Todd Smith, gang expert, Regional OG1, and pastor and journalist, Dr. Ruth Olison. Glad to have you here on The Factor Uncensored. Dr. Olison, when you see video like this, how disturbing is it to you?
It's just extremely disturbing. These are innocent people, and this is clearly a deranged person, and this can happen anywhere. This young man had no reason to lose his life, and yet this is the condition of our country, and in some cases our world. And so we really, it's a new time. I don't think it has anything to do with black or white. I think it's good versus evil. There's a lot of evil out here. You have to be watchful now. It's a different world. Where do you go? What time do you go? Watch yourself. You can't be out at certain times of night. You know, even coming out here at this time, I had to think, where am I going to park? Can I stop at the store? And I did, but I didn't feel safe doing it. And so it's a different world. We all have to be vigilant, and I need to say this because of my what I do. We got to have God. We got to have some kind of supernatural deal to deal with this, because the natural stuff, it ain't working.
All right, Regional OG1 Gordon, taking a look at this video, did this guy have a mental issue, or was he just a mean bastard taking advantage of this guy while he was getting on the bus with his girlfriend?
You know, I do this kind of work daily. I'm in the field, I'm on the ground, I'm working with young people, at-risk young people, and I hear what they're saying. Our young men are angry, especially black men. 80% increase in black suicides amongst 18 to 25. Now, that's a silent death. If suicide comes in different ways, suicide by police, suicide in making other people try to kill me, suicide is happening with our young people, but they're doing it in ways that we may think, but it's not hanging themselves. I'm gonna do something to make you do something to me. Because again, people in that age range, they feel like nobody is hearing them or seeing them. And I say this again, if we don't pay attention to that young generation, the old African proverb says it like this here: a child will burn it down to feel the warmth. And they're going to do this kind of stuff to get our attention until we really pay attention to how suicide is playing in our young people's mind. They're doing things to create disturbance amongst the community to say, see me or hear me what I'm doing now, or either I'm coming after you. We have to pay attention to this generation that we have really neglected. Moving forward.
All right, Todd, let's hear from you. When we hear the racial aspect of this, and some whites are saying, why aren't black people up in arms? If this guy was white and stabbed a black man, people would be protesting. Your thoughts on that? And is it even worth a conversation?
I think it's worth a conversation. Like Dr. Ruth said, I don't think it's about race, but I think when people see somebody of their race get attacked, and they can imagine themselves in that situation, then they become more up in arms. A lot of times, say for instance, when we see a young white girl, a white woman come up missing, there's an uproar in the media. But when we see a young black girl become missing, there's not that same uproar. People can relate to certain stories because it looks like that could be me.
It's a reflection of you and your family.
It could be my family, it could be my friends. So you put that out there, but all of that's biased. And I, as a media member, I talk about stories that affect the African American community, racial problems, racial hate crimes and stuff like that, but I don't do a good job of shedding light on situations when the shoe is on the other foot. But I think it's more or less human nature. If I can see myself in this young man, I'm more at arms. But if I don't see myself, then yeah, it's a sad story, but it doesn't affect me. So that's what I think it is.
And Reginald, let's bring you back in this conversation. When you talk about this is an angry young man, we have many angry young men in the black community. Does mental health play a role? Does it matter? Or is that part of being angry, where you get so angry or you get so frustrated or disillusioned till you come back with mental illness?
Well, you know, hurt people give pain, and if I'm hurting, I'm gonna give my pain to most of the time to people that don't really belong to. And that's what we're dealing with right now, giving pain to people that really don't belong to. Dealing with this population, we have really shunned them in paying attention to this thing, and we done watered it down, this mental illness thing. We have to really get out there on the street, find out how do we build. I'm doing trauma-informed training, how we can do trauma-informed approach. People that we know that we can see, but we don't see the hurt and the pain that they're going through. So we have to really build a new way of how we approach this kind of population and train men on knowing how to deal with the men. Because again, men in their anger address it in aggressive ways, and we have to really get down to say, how do we address men in their aggressive ways of expressing their anger?
And Dr. Ruth, does it matter if this is a mental health case?
Well, it does matter if it's a mental health case, and also we have to not paint things with such a wide brush. We have to get back to personal responsibility. What are black men angry about? Go to school, get a job. You don't have any, come on now. The world is not equal for us. It never has been. But you have a community of people who love you. You do not have to go to jail. Jail was not built for you. Go to school, shut up, sit down, learn something. And we can't keep making excuses for the choices that people make, because we still live in a country where people are risking their lives to get to this country. What is here? We need to figure out, we are already here. What is here?
Okay,
why don't we take advantage of what we're here?
We only have 30 seconds, really quick. Reginald, address it. 30 seconds.
We can say that what they need to do, but when the stats show that 70% of the communities that's trying to raise these boys have almost neglected them, yeah, we can say that we need to not make excuses for what happening. We got to really look at 80% of them can't read and write while they're in prison. Half of them can't read and write while they're going to school. So we got to say from the community, we have failed our children.
All right. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you here on The Factor Uncensored tonight. We want to thank all of our guests.